I'm Mark Campstra, and I'm talking to you right now because of my wife, Lisa Kramer. Could be a real pain in the ass, and a wonderful person who went through lymphoma years ago now. When she was going through that, I was actually going up for tenure at Simon Fraser University as professor of economics, and for most people who go through tenure, that's a very stressful process. And you know, I can't say it wasn't for me, but it paled in comparison to all the rest of it. I was primary caregiver for my wife Lisa for years. The start of it was before we even knew she was sick. She started leaning on me more heavily because she just wasn't feeling good. And then the treatment, of course, really knocks you on your ass. And so, you know, it was 2 years up to the bone marrow, and then maybe this was a good thing. Maybe getting really hit hard by bone marrow transplant means, maybe it means that it's just more likely that everything got killed because it just about killed her. But you know, pretty much every complication that can occur after bone marrow, there's typically heart problems. People go on beta blockers and stuff because their heart muscle has been compromised. There's often problems with the lung because of some of the nerve gas chemotherapy they give you. So Lisa got that. She almost died from that. Prednisone was the treatment. After that, she had a lot of nerve damage, I guess. She had a lot of pain. Then, of course, the opiates, which a lot of people would pay money for, made her incredibly itchy, like they do some people. So, I mean, it just went on and on. There was a period of this was unusual, but I think this was unusual amongst people recovering from bone marrow transplant. We heard happy stories of people bouncing out after 3 weeks were fine, and that happens too. For her, I mean, 6 months after the bone marrow transplant, there was the real trough, which was 6 weeks of just running around seeing doctors trying to figure out what the heck was going on. Every day, 1 to 4 appointments a day. Partly because she's so stubborn and wants answers, and partly because she was just sick. So that was hard to push through. One of the worst experiences, I guess, really was the bone marrow transplant for Lisa. They've got new modern facilities now where you can get out of your room and exercise and do stuff. And Lisa was stuck in what looked to be a Soviet-era 1950s prison camp or something. I mean, wonderful people, but tiny rooms and just forced confinement. I mean, no immune system. People occasionally do walk out of the hospital, but they die very shortly afterwards if they walk out of that place. So they took care of her, but she was there, I don't know how long, it was at least 24 days. It was cherry blossom season in Vancouver, and she, well, you can say many things about Lisa, but she did not take certain things very gracefully, and she did not take this very gracefully. She just wanted to get out of there, and she was a real pain in the ass. So it was very difficult dealing with her. I was already, I mean, this was 18 months really, well, 2 years of reduced activity and living. You know, 9 months before she was diagnosed, she was already sick, and so this, by that April, was already really 2 years, and I was pretty worn down. Thankfully got very sick in the middle of this, and when you're sick, you do not go to a bone marrow transplant unit. Unless you want to get beaten up by a lot of other people. So I just couldn't go there for the better part of 10 days, which was very hard on Lisa. But the truth is, it gave her mom and other family a chance to step up and shoulder some of that. And that was good. It was good. Because I was sick, I had to take care of myself, which I needed, and things still got done. And she pushed through it because she's tough and got through it. We're all here today. There's this desire to just get back to things, to be to your life, and it doesn't matter how much you want it. It just takes a while. That was hard to push through, what did I gain out of that? I mean, you have a lot of time to think, waiting in doctors' offices, driving around all over town. I guess you learn things about yourself. I learned that I was reminded that I'm really not a very patient person. I was reminded I'm a very stubborn person, so I just pushed through it. I didn't realize how much of an asshole I could be, so I learned that about myself more. I learned about when it was good to express that sort of character trait and when it wasn't. And for us, it brought us a lot closer. That was partly because we were willing to speak pretty frankly to each other and try not to necessarily say everything that was on our mind, but to after we thought about something, talk to each other and try to straighten things out. So I think it probably made us better communicators. I think most people think of themselves as good communicators. It's when you get in real trouble that you find out how bad you are, really, and how much concentrated effort it takes to really be fair to someone else. Saying everything that's on your mind is stupid because unbelievably cruel things occur. A lot of good comes out of these experiences. I cry a lot easier. Lisa's had some opportunities to try to reach out and share some experiences and maybe make the process easier for other people. And that wasn't really anything I ever got involved with before. I tried to support Lisa and tried to make sure she got what she needed, but she wasn't in a place really to reach out, and I was just taking care of her. So now it's interesting, years later, having a chance to come back and maybe kind of full circle, in the sense doing for other people what many people were so gracious to do for us. It also is emotional. Brings up some things we never really even talked about when we were going through it, that were nice to talk about. Things kind of come up. So that's been good, and it's also been nice just to be able to get out there and maybe make life a little easier for some other people. So that's been very heartwarming. You don't always get an opportunity to connect with people and help them. Most of us just go on our lives. So it's great to be able to stop in our busy lives